Creating a garden can be a journey. It was in my case. No one knows the work, back-breaking and tedious, that I've put into this garden, nor the time I've spent thinking, planning, and worrying. No one knows the goals I began with, and the challenges I've faced, or ultimately the successes I've realized. No one knows better than me. At every step along my garden journey, I've had a mentor, or rather a team of mentors, all the good folks of Highland Community Victory Garden. Chief mentor, our garden guru, was Cullen, who began the garden. What I enjoy most about teaching is the mentoring, and formative assessment is part of that process, and it is its most powerful when it's the student who is leading the formative assessment process and the teacher is provided the opportunity to mentor. So I've designed the reflective assessment process with the goal of creating a space where you can self-assess and ask for feedback from me and your colleagues in ECI 521. First component is the critical reflection blog post each week. Consider it an opportunity to reflect critically by examining your assumptions prior to and after the week's work. Use it as a way to ask questions, clarify points, continue the conversation by tweeting to let us know you'd like to know what we think. In fact, with all of your blogging multimedia projects, please ask for feedback and be specific with your questions. For every project, there is a wrap to complete. Let me show you how that process works. So NCSU moved to Google Drive in April, and there's information on the web to help you download Google Drive. Basically, the only difference between Google Docs and Google Drive is that Google Drive automatically syncs your files, your folders on the web with your computer. So you always have them on your computer and in the cloud. So you'll receive an email from me to your NCSU Google email account. So simply click on your name in your app and you'll be taken to your Google Drive. So click on the very first file on the left, a reflective assessment process that serves much like a table of contents. You'll see over on the left is what the mentee completes. You have session, you have your critical reflection post, and when that was completed, you have all of the project rubrics with links to them. Then you have when was the wrap completed for this, and is it ready for review? Please add any specific questions or comments for me, the mentor, who you'll see I'll complete the section with comments and with the quantitative grading part of it. So let's see what a rubric looks like. Let's click on the Foci Pre. So you'll see the criteria over on the left. The last one is always self-assessment. So think about how well you did your self-assessment. Then look over and under self-assessment and questions, requests for feedback. Be sure to include your blog link or any other resource that you'd like to use for documentation. And then you'll see that there are, next to the instructor comments, points for development, and then the grading. Now, how am I going to know when it's time for me to go in and add my points for development and comments? Because you are going to use Google Mail right here, email collaborators. You will make sure it's chriskurzman@gmail.com, who is your collaborator, okay? And then type in that you're simply ready for this particular rubric assignment to be reviewed. And then send a copy to yourself if you'd like a confirmation. It's always a good idea. And send. So that's it. It's a wrap. I hope you'll find huge success with all of your projects this semester.